Good day everyone! It's a new beginning day and it's a new detailed video to watch. But before anything else, to continue watching this video, don't forget to click subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your little teacher from Unifire Group, Louis J. Abenido, and of course, together with my members, Rafael Umandam, Eliza Humarito, Rialyn Cañete, and Riza Sila, we are going to discuss philosophies and sociological theories. For we able to understand our first objective, identify the four general or world philosophies, and second one is to identify each philosopher and their individual contributions in education. And
we're going to show our graphic organizer. Here it is.
Good day everyone and good day Coach Jude. I am Rialyn Cañete and I am going to discuss idealism. Idealism, the only true reality according to idealists, is the existence of ideas. We should concentrate our efforts to look for the truth in light of the fact that the truth is in a universe that is both imperfect and continuously changing. It is impossible to find eternality. Idealism, Plato was a well-known believer in the non-reality of the physical world. As we can see, the physical world is continually changing, so it is difficult to know what it's all about. Plato introduced the two types of worlds, the world of forms of ideas and the world of matter. Basic example of idealism in education is the Reform School. It is a school that typically trains students in developing their character and creating and strengthening morals and values. That's all, thank you.
Hello everyone, hello Coach Judith. I'm Riza Sila from BPED 1F. So I am assigned to discuss about the philosophy of realism in education. Realism is a philosophy started by the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. It writes that there is a true reality and things exist whether humans perceive them or not. It was Aristotle who popularized realism when he opposed Plato's idealism and argued that the real exists in the sensible world which can be known through experience. It was Aristotle who provided the fundamental structure of the development of realism and its penetration in other disciplines such as in arts and politics. Realism, from the world itself, real or reality. It is a belief that we should study logic, critical thinking, and scientific method to teach the students to perceive and understand the reality. And it's for the learner to face the reality or what is happening to our world. Because realism is a cornerstone of scientific reasoning. It has the greatest influence on educational philosophy. Instead of restricting themselves to an investigation of their own beliefs, realist educators encourage students to take their observations and conclusions from the reality around them. Example of realism in education is the actual doing activities in school, like for example, instead of reading books, we must engage our students to outdoor activities so that they can really experience and relate to themselves in the lessons of activity.
Good day, Coach Jude and classmates. I am Rafael Umandam and I am assigned to discuss how pragmatism helps and influences the educational system from then and now. So, pragmatism, or sometimes called experientialism, is one of the general world philosophy. Pragmatists believe that a reality is constantly changing and that we learn best through applying our experience and thoughts to the problems. It is Charles Sanders Peirce philosophy. In fact, John Dewey applied pragmatist philosophy in his progressive approaches. This is to prove that a person's progress evolves more through experience. This is very interconnected to each other because an experience will turn into progress. So I have here a situational example. Gino and his group is given a task. Gino is the leader of the group but he feels uncomfortable in that position. But because of the support from the members, he sees unity. Gino did his best as a leader and succeed at the end. So, by that example itself, it is clear that there is a connection between experience and progress. Gino didn't know how to lead, but because of the experience, it evolved, and the result becomes his progress. So, that's the end of my discussion. I hope you guys learned something from me, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye!
Good day, Coach Jude and classmate. I am Eliza Humarito, and I'm going to discuss the existentialism. Existentialism, every person is unique. According to existentialists, and education must accommodate to that. Jean-Paul Sartre was a philosopher, playwright, and writer. His existentialism system, a collection of ideas that describe human freedom and duties with the context of human dignity, was a fundamental contribution to 20th century philosophy. An example of an existentialist lesson is a moral education lesson at secondary school, where the teacher shows the film Life is a Beautiful, about a family that was imprisoned by the Nazis during the Holocaust. In order to protect his young son, the father constructed an elaborate lie to keep the truth from his son. After watching the film, the teacher could let the student reflect on the choices made by the father in lying to his young son, and the issues, dilemmas, and consequences highlighted in the film. The learning process could be in the form of individual reflection, journaling, group discussion, or role play. By reflecting on and discussing the moral dilemma involved in lying, students are encouraged to make their own moral stand and be responsible for their own action. So that's the end of my discussion about the existentialism. I hope you have learned from me today. Thank you for listening.
The list of problems and issues is necessarily partial, and for most of them, the proposed solutions have been few or not widely agreed upon. This is in part a function of the inherent openness of philosophical inquiry. Nevertheless, some proposed resolutions are better than others, and philosophical argumentation and analysis have helped to reveal the difference. This is true of philosophy in general and of philosophy of education in particular. All educational activities, from classroom practice to curriculum decisions to the setting of policies at the school, district, state, and federal levels, inevitably rest upon philosophical assumptions, claims, and positions. Consequently, thoughtful and defensible educational practice depends upon philosophical awareness and understanding. To that extent, the philosophy of education is essential to the proper guidance of educational practice. Knowledge of philosophy of education would benefit not only teachers, administrators, and policymakers at all levels, but also students, parents, and citizens generally. Societies that value education and desire that it be conducted in a thoughtful and informed way ignore the philosophy of education at their peril. Its relevance, reach, and potential impact make it perhaps the most fundamental and wide-ranging area of applied philosophy. And that's our video all about. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye!